Hey everyone, and welcome back to Smart Income Masters, where we help you make money smarter. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future deep dives into smart ways to make money. Today, we're tackling a question I've been getting a lot lately. Can you actually make money using ChatGPT? I decided to dive in and experiment myself, and let me tell you, the possibilities are pretty exciting. To help us break it all down, I've got our AI expert here.
It's definitely a hot topic right now. And for good reason. We're seeing a lot of creative ways people are leveraging this technology to generate income.
Okay, so for anyone who's been living under a rock, ChatGPT is this super powerful AI that can basically write anything you ask it to. And you don't need to be a tech genius to use it,
Right.
which is a huge part of its appeal. But let's get specific. I actually tried using ChatGPT to earn some extra cash, and I focused on 5 main strategies. First up, content writing. I figured businesses always need blog posts and website copy, so I started offering my services.
And how did that go? There's definitely a huge demand for quality content, but the competition can be fierce.
It was surprisingly smooth sailing. You're right, there are a ton of content writers out there. But using ChatGPT, I was able to pump out high-quality articles in a fraction of the time. It definitely helped me stand out and land some clients who were impressed with the speed and quality of my work.
That makes sense. ChatGPT can be a game changer for productivity. It's like having a super efficient research assistant and writing partner.
Exactly. It took care of a lot of the heavy lifting, like generating outlines and first drafts. Then I could focus on adding my own insights and polishing the final product. Now, another approach I experimented with was social media management. I figured businesses are always struggling to keep up with posting, so I thought I'd offer my services.
That's an interesting one. What were some of the challenges you encountered?
Well, the first hurdle was actually convincing businesses that I could use ChatGPT to create engaging content that didn't sound robotic or generic.
That's a common concern. People worry that AI-generated content will lack that human touch.
Exactly. But once I showed them some examples and explained my process, they were pretty receptive. I actually started by using ChatGPT to analyze a bunch of successful social media posts in their industry, looking for patterns in language, tone, and even the use of emojis.
So you were essentially training ChatGPT to mimic the style of their competitors.
You got it. Then I used that information to generate captions and even plan out entire content calendars. It saved me a ton of time. And the clients were thrilled with the results. They loved how their social media presence was suddenly more active and engaging, of course. I was still making sure to tailor everything to their specific brand and messaging.
So it wasn't just a matter of plugging in some keywords and letting ChatGPT do its thing.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
There was still a lot of human input involved. But ChatGPT definitely sped things up and helped me create content that was more likely to resonate with their target audience. Now, here's where things got really interesting. I decided to try my hand at creating chatbots. I figured businesses are always looking for ways to automate customer service, so I thought this could be a lucrative niche.
Chatbots are definitely becoming more and more popular, especially for e-commerce businesses. What was your experience like building them with ChatGPT?
I have to admit, I was a bit intimidated at first. I'm not a programmer. But it turned out to be a lot easier than I expected. I started by focusing on simple chatbots that could answer basic FAQs. ChatGPT helped me generate the dialogue flow and responses. And then I used a user-friendly platform to actually build the chatbot itself.
So you didn't need to write any code.
Not for the basic ones. I did eventually start experimenting with more advanced chatbots that required some coding. But even then, ChatGPT was a huge help. It actually helped me debug some of my code and even suggested ways to improve the chatbot's logic and responses.
That's impressive. So are you saying anyone can create chatbots using ChatGPT, even without coding experience?
I think so, at least for the simpler ones. There are a ton of resources and tutorials available online,
Yeah.
and ChatGPT itself can even guide you through the process. It's pretty remarkable.
It sounds like you're really getting the hang of this. Now let's talk about something a bit more ambitious. Did you try using ChatGPT to create and sell ebooks or online courses?
You know me, always up for a challenge. I figured platforms like Amazon and Gumroad are full of ebooks and courses, so why not give it a shot? For my first ebook, I chose a topic I was already pretty knowledgeable about: personal finance tips for freelancers. I used ChatGPT to help me brainstorm chapter outlines, research relevant statistics, and even draft some of the initial content.
That's a smart approach,
Yeah.
leveraging your existing knowledge and using ChatGPT to streamline the process. What were some of the key things you learned along the way?
Honestly, the biggest hurdle was staying organized and focused. ChatGPT can generate a ton of content, but it's up to you to sift through it, refine it, and make sure it all flows together coherently. It's easy to get sidetracked or overwhelmed.
That makes sense. It's like having a powerful research assistant, but still needing to be the editor and curator of the final product.
Exactly. Another challenge was marketing the ebook once it was finished. I had to figure out how to reach my target audience, write compelling sales copy, and even design a decent-looking cover. There's a lot more work than I initially anticipated.
That's a common misconception. People often underestimate the marketing and promotional aspects of selling digital products.
I definitely learned that the hard way. But you know what? The whole experience was incredibly valuable. I gained a ton of new skills, from content creation and editing to marketing and design. And the best part is, I now have a passive income stream from that ebook, which is pretty awesome.
That's fantastic. It sounds like you've really embraced the entrepreneurial spirit. Now, did you try your hand at creating any online courses?
I did. After the ebook,
Mhm.
I felt a bit more confident in my ability to create and sell digital products. I decided to create a short course on using ChatGPT for content creation, since that was something I had a lot of hands-on experience with.
That's a great example of capitalizing on your newly acquired expertise. What platform did you use to host the course?
I went with a popular online learning platform that allowed me to create modules, upload videos, and even interact with students through a comment section.
And how did you find the process of creating and structuring the course content?
It was definitely more challenging than writing an ebook. I had to think about how to break down the information into digestible modules, create engaging video lessons, and come up with assignments that would help students apply what they were learning. I also wanted to make sure the course was interactive and engaging, not just a bunch of talking heads.
So you were aiming for a more dynamic and hands-on learning experience.
Absolutely. I wanted students to walk away with practical skills they could immediately apply to their own work.
It sounds like you put a lot of thought and effort into crafting a high-quality course. What were some of the biggest lessons you learned from that experience?
One of the biggest takeaways was the importance of feedback. I reached out to a few friends and colleagues to get their input on the course content and structure before I launched it. Their suggestions were invaluable and helped me make some key improvements.
That's a great tip. It's always helpful to get a fresh perspective on your work, especially when you're creating something as complex as an online course.
Absolutely. I also learned the importance of patience. Building an audience for an online course takes time and effort. You have to promote it consistently, engage with potential students, and build a reputation as a credible instructor.
It's definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes dedication and perseverance to succeed in the online course market. Now, before we move on, I'm curious about one more thing. Did you experiment with using ChatGPT for resume and cover letter writing services?
You know, I considered it, but I decided to steer clear of that niche. I had some ethical concerns about using AI to create such personal and important documents.
I understand your hesitation. It's a sensitive area,
Right.
and it's important to approach it with caution and integrity. What were your specific concerns?
Well, my biggest worry was that using ChatGPT to write resumes and cover letters could potentially lead to misleading or exaggerated information. I didn't want to contribute to a situation where job seekers were presenting themselves inauthentically.
That's a valid concern. Authenticity and transparency are crucial when it comes to job applications.
Exactly. I felt like it would be crossing a line to use AI to essentially fabricate or embellish someone's qualifications. I believe job seekers should be the ones crafting their own narratives, highlighting their genuine skills and experiences.
I appreciate your ethical stance on that. It's important to have those conversations and set clear boundaries when it comes to using AI in sensitive areas.
Absolutely. I think it's crucial to use these tools responsibly and ethically, and to always prioritize authenticity and transparency.
Well said. Now let's shift gears and talk about the practical steps involved in getting started with using ChatGPT to generate income. You've experimented with a variety of approaches. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out?
The first thing I'd say is to choose a niche. You don't have to be an expert, but you should have at least some interest or knowledge in the area you're focusing on.
That's great advice. It's much easier to create compelling content and services when you're genuinely passionate about the subject matter.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different approaches, see what works best for you, and don't be discouraged if things don't take off right away.
That's the spirit. It's all about embracing the learning process and constantly iterating.
Absolutely. Another important tip is to build a portfolio. As you're experimenting with different ChatGPT strategies, create samples of your work that you can showcase to potential clients.
That's a great point. A strong portfolio can be your best marketing tool.
It definitely is. And don't underestimate the power of networking. Connect with other freelancers. Join online communities. And spread the word about your services.
Networking is essential for any entrepreneur or freelancer. You never know where your next opportunity might come from.
So true. And finally, be patient. Building a successful business takes time and effort. Don't expect to get rich quick. Just focus on providing value, delivering high-quality work, and building lasting relationships with your clients.
That's excellent advice. Success is a marathon, not a sprint.
Now, I know a lot of people are curious about the financial side of things. Can you really make a decent income using ChatGPT? I mean, is that $1,000 a month goal realistic?
I believe it's definitely achievable, but it's important to have realistic expectations. It's not about replacing your job overnight, but rather about exploring new possibilities, building a side hustle, and gradually growing something you're passionate about.
That's a great way to put it. It's about creating opportunities and leveraging the power of AI to enhance your income potential. And even if you don't hit that $1,000 mark right away, the skills you develop and the experience you gain along the way are incredibly valuable.
Absolutely. The learning journey itself is incredibly rewarding.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful conversation. I think our listeners are probably feeling a lot more informed about the potential of ChatGPT, but also about the work and strategy involved in making it a real income source. Any final thoughts you'd like to share?
My advice is to start small. Experiment. And find what works best for you. Don't be afraid to try different approaches. Learn from your experiences and constantly iterate. The world of AI is rapidly evolving, so stay curious, stay informed, and embrace the possibilities.
Love it. Start small, experiment, and embrace the possibilities. That's a great takeaway. And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way, so stay tuned for more deep dives into smart ways to make money. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep making money smarter. That's right, folks. We're here to help you navigate the exciting world of AI and income generation. And you know what? This whole experience has really opened my eyes to the potential of ChatGPT. It's not just a fancy toy. It's a powerful tool that can actually help you boost your earning power.
I think a lot of people dismiss it as a novelty, but as you've shown, there are practical applications that can translate into real income.
Exactly. And the best part is, it's accessible to almost anyone. You don't need to be a tech whiz or a coding genius to get started.
It's all about finding the right approach that aligns with your skills and interests.
Absolutely. And don't forget, the AI landscape is constantly evolving. What we've talked about today is just the tip of the iceberg.
That's what makes it so exciting. There's always something new to learn and explore.
So to our listeners, I hope this deep dive has inspired you to take a closer look at ChatGPT and see how it can help you reach your financial goals. Whether you're looking to start a side hustle, supplement your income, or even launch a full-blown business, the possibilities are truly endless.
Remember, the future of work is all about adaptability and embracing new technologies. ChatGPT is just one example of how AI is transforming the way we work and earn a living.
Well said. So keep experimenting, keep learning, and most importantly, keep making money smarter.
And don't forget to subscribe to Smart Income Masters for more deep dives into the world of AI and income generation. We'll be back with more insights and strategies to help you stay ahead of the curve.
That's a wrap for this deep dive into making money with ChatGPT. Thanks for joining us.